You wake up tired every day. It doesn't matter how much you sleep, how many vacations you take, or how many productivity hacks you try. The exhaustion never really goes away. You scroll endlessly on your phone, feeling drained yet unable to stop. You push through work, feeling like a machine. Even your relaxation time feels empty. Why? Sigmund Freud warned us about this over a century ago. He saw something hidden beneath modern society, an invisible system that keeps us mentally exhausted, emotionally numb, and obedient. And here's the terrifying part. It's working exactly as designed. By the end of this video, you'll understand why society is draining you, and more importantly, how to break free before it's too late. Humans were never designed to live like this, waking up to alarms that rip us from sleep, spending hours in artificial offices or glued to screens, suffocating under an endless cycle of deadlines, notifications, and responsibilities. We were built to roam, to think, to create freely. But modern society doesn't want thinkers. It wants workers. It doesn't want dreamers, explorers, or rebels. It wants you obedient, predictable, and just functional enough to keep the machine running. Freud warned that as civilization advanced, we wouldn't gain freedom. We would lose it. We would trade meaning for efficiency, human connection for superficial engagement, and real rest for brief moments of distraction. Imagine your mind as a river. It wants to flow naturally, moving toward what truly fulfills you. But society dams the river. It forces it into artificial channels, rigid schedules, forced obligations, constant external demands. Over time, the pressure builds. You feel it as stress, burnout, frustration. But instead of removing the dam, society convinces you to cope, to medicate, consume, and distract yourself. You're exhausted. But instead of rest, you drink more coffee. You feel empty. But instead of finding meaning, you scroll social media. You crave connection. But instead of real relationships, you chase likes and notifications. Your instincts don't disappear. They just turn against you. Freud called this repressed energy. The more you suppress your true desires, the more they manifest as anxiety, depression, and chronic fatigue. Not because something is wrong with you, but because something is wrong with the system. Modern society isn't built to empower you. It is built to extract from you your energy, your time, your attention, your focus. And the most dangerous part? It does this so seamlessly, so quietly, so efficiently, that you don't even realize it's happening. They fill your schedule to the brim, so you never have time to think deeply, to reflect, to question. You are told that productivity is the highest virtue. But who benefits from your endless output? Not you. The news cycle is nonstop, feeding you an IV drip of anxiety and fear. Because a fearful mind is easier to control. Social media is engineered to be addictive, training your brain to crave dopamine hits instead of real fulfillment. Entertainment is everywhere, keeping you occupied, numbed, distracted, just enough to keep you from breaking free. The medical industry profits from your stress-related illnesses. The self-help industry sells you hacks instead of real change. And so the cycle continues. You work, you consume, you escape, repeat. By the time you realize what's happening, you're too tired to fight back. They have convinced you that this is just how life is, that everyone is tired, that everyone is stressed, that everyone is burned out. But exhaustion is not a requirement for existence. It is a symptom of a system that does not value human well-being. They need you exhausted because exhaustion makes you compliant. Because a society of well-rested, clear-thinking individuals, that would be dangerous. The system does not need bars or chains to keep you trapped. It uses something far more powerful. It uses your own mind against you. It convinces you that if you're not busy, you're lazy. It convinces you that if you're not productive, you're worthless. It convinces you that if you're tired, it's your fault, not the system's. And so, you keep pushing. You keep grinding. Until one day, you wake up and realize you've spent your whole life running, but you have no idea where you're going. The system never wanted you to win. It only wanted you to keep playing the game. Psychological experiments have proven that this system is not just happening, it is engineered. In the 1960s, psychologist Martin Seligman conducted a disturbing study. He placed dogs in cages with an electric shock floor. At first, when shocked, they tried to escape, but after repeated shocks, they stopped trying even when the door was open. They had learned helplessness, a condition where the mind accepts suffering as inescapable, even when freedom is possible. Now, look around. How many people do you know who hate their job but never quit? Feel drained every day but never change their habits? Know something is wrong, but do nothing to escape. Modern society has done to us what Seligman did to those dogs. It has conditioned people to believe exhaustion is normal, debt is normal, feeling stuck is normal. It is not. But when you've been in the cage for too long, you forget the door is open. In a 2010 study, neuroscientists found that social media, notifications, and endless scrolling trigger the same dopamine pathways as addictive drugs. Here's how it works. Every like, every comment, every notification gives you a tiny dopamine hit. Over time, your brain becomes addicted to this shallow stimulation. The result? You lose the ability to focus, think deeply, or rest. The average person checks their phone 96 times a day. The average attention span has dropped to just 8 seconds, shorter than a goldfish. Coincidence? Or the perfect way to keep you exhausted, distracted, and compliant? Psychologist B.F. Skinner discovered something terrifying. He placed rats in cages with a lever that gave food when pressed. At first, they pressed when they were hungry. But then Skinner changed the system. Instead of a guaranteed reward, the lever gave food randomly. The rats became obsessed. They pressed the lever endlessly, even when starving, even when exhausted. Sound familiar? This is modern life. You check your phone hoping for validation. You work harder, hoping for a raise. You chase success, hoping for happiness. And just like Skinner's rats, you never stop. Because society has programmed you to believe that one more will finally be enough. One more like, one more achievement, one more purchase. But one more never ends. It only keeps you chasing and chasing until there is nothing left of you. You've seen the system. You've felt its weight. You've lived its exhaustion. But now, there's one question left. Can you escape? The answer is yes, but not in the way you think, because you don't escape by fighting harder or working smarter. You escape by rejecting the game entirely. This is not about productivity hacks. This is not about chasing success. This is about taking back your mind, your time, your energy. Before the system drains what's left of you, your attention is your most valuable resource, and the system feeds on it. Every notification pulls you in. Every algorithm is designed to hijack your focus. Every unnecessary task keeps you too busy to think. You must starve the distractions before they consume you. Turn off notifications. Every time your phone dings, you are being programmed. Uninstall dopamine-draining apps. Social media is a casino. You are the gambler. Control your inputs. Stop letting the news, trends, and viral content dictate your reality. You cannot win if you are constantly distracted. The system convinces you that if you're not working, you're wasting time. that if you're not productive, you're failing. But here's the truth. Rest is not a luxury. Rest is a rebellion. The most dangerous thing you can do in a society that thrives on exhaustion is to stop. Stop glorifying busyness. Work does not define you. Prioritize deep rest, not passive distraction, but real recovery. Redefine success. Make it about freedom, not output. They want you running in circles. Your power comes from stepping out of the race. You cannot escape with the same mind they programmed you with. You must retrain your brain. Practice intentional solitude. You cannot hear your own thoughts in a world screaming for your attention. Embrace discomfort. The system sells comfort because comfort keeps you weak. Say no more often. Every time you say yes to their system, you say no to yourself. The system does not need to cage you. It only needs to convince you to stay inside a cage of your own making. Your time is your life, and every moment spent serving the system is a moment stolen from you. So take it back. Reclaim your energy. Starve the distractions. Break the cycle. Because freedom isn't given, it's taken. So now you know. You see the system for what it is. A machine that runs on your exhaustion, thrives on your distraction, and survives by convincing you that this is just how life is. But now comes the hardest part. Because knowing the truth is not enough. The system does not collapse because you understand it. It does not stop feeding on you just because you realize you're being drained. It only stops when you choose to stop playing, and that choice, it won't be easy. Because the system is designed to pull you back in. It will tell you that you have no choice but to keep running. It will tempt you with comfort, distraction, and convenience. It will whisper in your ear that resisting is pointless. But here's what they don't want you to realize. You were never actually trapped. The cage was an illusion. The door has always been open. The real question is, will you walk through it? Because freedom is not something you are given. It is something you must claim. And once you do, the system loses its power over you forever. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to drop a comment below and share your opinions. We read every single one. Thanks for watching.